Your boy Rico No Suave is back. Let's go. I am super ready. You know why? Because I'm starting off the 8th year. Today marks the start of the journey of the 8th year going into next year, 2026. We're going for you, July. That's what we're doing. The Rico No Suave show is back, and I want to thank everybody so much for your support and all of that love that you guys have actually shown me. I just want to cry, baby. I want to cry. That's what I want to do, but not right now. Not right now, because we got a show to do, everyone. Hey, thank you guys so much for your support for the past 7 years, and thank you for the new regulars that actually always continuously joining and having a great time as far as with us here on the Rico No Suave show. And thank you once again. I from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. We had a great time. I know you guys enjoyed yourself last week, and you guys met you met all of the producers last week, everyone. So thank you guys so much for your support, and also, of course, my producers. I love them. They're awesome, great guys and gals as well, too. All right, everybody. You know, we always talk about what happens for Awareness Month when it comes to diabetes, or we talk about cancer awareness, we talk about men's health, we talk about women's health, we talk about children's health. We talk about a lot of great things. But the one thing that I will tell you that is always that comes around, and it's about food. This month is about sandwiches. Happy National Sandwich Month, everybody. It makes me feel good just to talk about food right now. Hey, I want to know in the comments, everybody, what is your favorite sandwich? If you had a sandwich that you need to pick just for the month, everybody, and you say, hey, I can eat this all the time, what is your favorite sandwich? That's what I want to know. You know what's my favorite sandwich? Steak sandwiches. Steak sandwiches on hamburger bun with cheese and grilled onions, mayonnaise, and also whatever type of sauce they may have that's not spicy. I'm good with it, everybody. I love me a nice steak sandwich. Ribeye, of course. Ribeye steak sandwiches. And, you know, I got a Plan B sandwich. You know, Culver's, I know I'm giving you a little bit of love here. But hey, that cod sandwich is so good, man. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me know what you guys think. If you're talking to the TV, tell me what your favorite sandwich is. If you're here live, make sure you let us know as far as what your favorite sandwich is. But make sure you celebrate National Sandwich Month. Let's go. Yeah. All right, everybody. Hey, I got to give a big shout out to Fran Capo. It was your birthday. I'm going to say it in Spanish. Feliz cumpleaños. Happy for you. Y muchas más. Fran Capo, happy birthday to you. But without you, it wouldn't be this guest that's on my show today. Hey, everyone, it's always great to have someone that's been celebrating so many years being in the film industry, from being an actor, being a creative artist, but also, more importantly, because it's dear to my heart, being a TV host and being able to interview so many great people and having her on the show today is so, so overwhelming to my heart. But I want you guys to stand up. If you got a mic, show some love for none other than the TV host, creative artist, Donna Drake. Let's go. Yeah. Donna, are you there?
And today I had grilled cheese and tomato soup.
What? Did you just say grilled cheese?
I said grilled cheese.
Come on. Come
It is
on.
National Sandwich Month, and it was on the menu at the restaurant. So I had grilled cheese and tomato soup extravaganza.
Let's go. Let's go.
I like grilled cheese. Rico no suave.
Rico,
it's kind of like fancy. It's kind of like.
So, when we talk about grilled cheese sandwiches, that's what I grew up on. When I tell you, growing up on grilled cheese sandwiches, now we didn't have too much as far as, no, my mom was a soup lover. I ain't gonna lie, she was a soup lover. But grilled cheese sandwiches was the mom for when I came home, even for lunch during school. I was looking forward to it. It's just the crust and the good cheese. I love it. I love it. Man, that's awesome. Do you have a Plan B sandwich?
Oh, I like French dip sandwiches. Those are good. Growing up in St. Louis, when I was little, we also used to make fried bologna. Do you know what fried bologna is?
Oh, what?
So take a slice of bologna and you cut the edges so that it doesn't curl up with ketchup and white bread.
You took me back. You took me back to my days where we didn't have that much money, but bologna was our first name. And all I gotta say is that was something that we had, was a fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. Sometimes Fritos, with the fried bologna. I don't know. Hey, but it's National Sandwich Month. And as a talk show host, I didn't know that. So when you opened up with that, I was like, I wanted to play the game too. So I was like, go grilled cheese, which is seriously, honestly, what I had today. So,
let's go. Let's
all right.
go. Everybody, Donna Drake is in the house. Let's go. Yes. All right, Donna, let's get it on, man, because, there's so much to talk about. And I always tell my guests that, there will be a part 2 of this, but this is part 1 because we want everybody to enjoy themselves as far as what we can get out of Donna Drake this episode. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
St. Louis, baby. St. Louis, 5 hours away from Chicago. Let's go. Being a native, let's talk about what was life growing up as Donna in our earlier years in St. Louis.
It was kind of like a Norman Rockwell picture. I had the idyllic childhood that every child should be blessed to have. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I was the oldest of 3 children. I was able to walk to school. It was just idyllic. It was really a wonderful childhood. And I didn't know until I got much older that not everybody had access to the type of childhood I had. In fact, older friends of mine, when I found out they had never been on a swing before, actually took them to a local park and I taught them how to swing, right? So I had the type of childhood that even though, I complained about some things, I was really blessed to have all of our needs, not always all of our wants. I grew up very middle class. My dad worked for AT&T. Sometimes he would go on strike. So I'm not saying I lived in luxury by any means, but I had a really good, blessed childhood. So that's kind of where I grew up, the suburbs of St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice. You know, there's some great fishing in Missouri.
I
As
fish.
well too.
You fish?
I fish.
You fish?
I do fish. I love fishing. I'm actually going
More
fishing this
food, man.
weekend.
More food. Catfish and hush puppies.
Ooh, Donna, what are you doing to me? You know, I love now. This might turn into an episode of Cooking with
Food.
Rico. You know, this hush puppies.
Hush puppies.
Oh my god. Okay, all right. Before we keep going, I gotta say one more thing because catfish and hush puppies go so well together. And I would say just fish in general because we like bass, right? And we do catch catfish as well too, and carp and all that great stuff, right? But when it came to bass and hush puppies, it was always goods like fish and chips. You gotta have the chips to go along with it, right? But of course, it was either potato chips or it was fries, right? But the flat type of fries, right? Like the round ones. So, have you ever had corn fritters?
Yes. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Rico, did you just say that?
I just said that. I just said it. I just said it. I'm telling you.
My grandfather's in the house then. So my grandpa Campana was a chef. My dad's dad was a chef, and he came from Switzerland.
Okay.
And one of my favorite recipes that he made were corn fritters. And so, like, I wasn't expecting to even bring that out in this conversation, but yeah, his name's Ronaldo Campana, and one of his recipes that I have handwritten in his handwriting. He had one side was in Italian and the other side was in English, and I still have that. And he would make some great corn fritters, and I used to like them with grape jelly, Welch's grape jelly, and fried chicken. See, that was the meal at Grandpa's house sometimes, But anyway, I
All
grew up,
right.
like Sundays were going to church with my mom's family and having my grandpa Fields make us little silver dollar pancakes, and then always having dinner at the Campana's house. So when I say that I had a beautiful childhood, I'm talking I had the best, right?
Let's go.
So anyway, you just took me back, boom, instantly to St. Louis.
That's because you are native and you love good food. And I love it too. And when you threw out the grape jelly, come on, man. There is things in our lives that we look back on, and that's the reason why I'm glad I asked you that question as a native in St. Louis, baby.
Yeah, I'm ready
yes,
to make
yes.
some this weekend. I'm already salivating. I don't know how you did that with this Suave, but here I am on your big show, and I'm like crying, salivating. It's nuts, going crazy over here. But I have had a good childhood, and then
That's
I've had
good.
a career.
I got to meet you.
Yeah,
When I meet you in
right.
person, you know what type of food that we're going to eat to reminisce off of great food, and we go from there. All right, let's keep it going, man, because we'll be on our childhood in regards to the dreams that we had and trying to dream again.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Being a native, let's say growing up, great childhood, great parents, awesome. Now, when it came into the film industry, how was it? What did you get into first? And was that kind of like a transition getting into moving into New York? Or did you go to New York and then that's when you really start hitting the film industry?
Great question. I actually hate when an audience guest says, "Great question." Well, of course you ask great questions. That's why you do what you do. But anyway, it just gave me a moment to pause. So
Sure.
for me, I did plays in high school. I also belonged to a patriotic singing group called the Futures of America. I did a film here called Mad Wolf, about a historical film where I got to see myself on the big screen. I got my SAG card from a show called Signs of the Cross. So for me, it's like a tapestry. I've always done multiple things at once, and I still do. Like, I'm constantly spinning plates, right? The last 3 years, though, I've been invited to appear as myself as Donna Drake, and they wrote parts for me inside of their films. And I was like, wow, that was really spectacular. But the time of Mad Wolf was the first time I ever saw myself on the big screen at the Cinema Arts Center. And I played a character named Sarah, who's in the Revolutionary War. And I had a gold ribbon in my hair. And I saw myself on the big screen, and I was like, oh, I really miss acting. I think I want to do more of that. So I do. I've done theater. I've done stage plays. I've done dinner theater. I've done independent films. I've done TV shows. Although the first TV show that I got a chance to be in was Mad About You, which is now making a comeback. I don't know if you realize that, but I was in the last episode of Mad About You. But I kid you not, Rico, I called everybody that I knew in St. Louis because I was filming like 8 hours. But if you blinked, you would have missed me. I was on it. Blink. It's like my dad's like, Donna Marie, I saw you. I was like, okay, Dad, cool. I was like, now I don't tell people when I'm in something unless it's like after I'm in it,
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. Now, when you were actually doing the plays, itself, was it more in St. Louis, or was that kind of like, hey, I did a little bit here in St. Louis, and then you went to New York?
Yeah, I did some things in St. Louis. I actually tried to audition for the Muni when I was a kid, but I had gotten pink eye, and I cried like nobody's business because I missed that audition. But I've done a lot here. My son Matthew, my youngest, was telling me today, he's like, why do you always tell everybody that you're from St. Louis when actually, Mom, you've lived over half your life in Long Island? My eyes went, he's right. I moved to Long Island when I was 28 years old. So I've spent half my life here and half my life there.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like, I still think I'm a hybrid. I still think I'm bloom where you're planted kind of person. But yeah, so I did plays. There was one time though that I had, these are true confessions on your show, but I had the last line of a stage play that we were performing in a library once. So when you have the last line of the play and you forget it, there's no other actor that can support you and give you another line because it's not the last line.
Right.
I had a brain freeze like nobody's business, and I panicked. So then but I finally got it. But then the next time I had to do a stage play, I literally took my entire script and I posted it on all the flats in the back. And what I would do is I would go get my lines, okay, and then go, just because I was so afraid that I was going to freak out again.
Yeah.
And I got over it. But that was challenging for a little while to have the stage fright of, forgetting that last line, and you just look like a dummy,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's
an emotional thing because I feel you on that, because me as an MC, when it comes to me trying to remember certain things that I need to do part of the timeline, I'm like, sometimes I have dreams and nightmares of me making mistakes. And of course, when that happens, and if you've been doing it for quite some time, you have, as a human, that there's sometimes those mistakes is going to happen, but it only happens sometimes in your dreams. So when you actually are ready to go out there, you're already prepared to say, I am not going to happen. I'm not making this dream come true. You know what I mean? Right. So it's definitely a feeling that I feel you on. Definitely. I totally understand where you're coming from. In New York, there's a night and day of atmosphere, ambiance, when it comes from St. Louis to New York. When you step at the age of 28 or 29 into New York, knowing that it's filled with dreams, great dreams, baby, what was it like for you to be able to start getting yourself involved and networking with people within Long Island or New York to get yourself into the film industry?
When I first moved here, I was also a young mom. So I literally would go to parks and I didn't know anybody. And I'd say, oh, what are you having for dinner? And my kids were in strollers, and I was working here at the TV station at the same time. And it was just a matter of, being forthcoming with yourself. Like, you cannot be shy. You have got to introduce yourself. You have to be that weird person that goes up to say hi to strangers, right? But I remember a story that I sometimes share is that the very first day of kindergarten, I walked up to Dr. Lanigan, who was the principal, and I said, hi, I'm Donna Campana, and I'm going to be going to your school. And I shook his head, and he tousled my hair. And, that's also another story that it just kind of is, I think, my personality. So I think I'm outwardly friendly, although I'm painfully shy. Okay, let me explain. So I'm a Gemini. So my extrovertness is really sometimes a cover up for the fact that I'm so don't know what to wear. I have low self-esteem sometimes, right? So
Yes.
that like outward me helps the other little me that's inside of me go forward
Yes.
in life, right? Uh,
Yes.
but yeah, so I joined a lot of groups. I helped with a theater company. I did logos for people. I'm also an artist, so I would go to the Huntington Fall Festival and I would do portraits of people's homes.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
constantly rebuilding myself, rebuilding connections, which I still do. I feel like you always need to do that. You always
Sure.
need to be outward focused, right? Because
Yeah.
all of us pretend to like live in our own little bubble, but is that life? Is that really exploring all the things that we could be, or that the potential for who we are supposed to be? Is that where we live? No, you need to grow forth. And I also feel like when we're born with a talent, where it's music, acting, any type of talent, cooking, whatever it is, if you don't use that talent, then it was
Mm.
wasted on you. I feel like it's your
Yes.
responsibility to,
Yes.
if you're given a talent, you need to use it, because not everybody was given a talent. You can always learn
Yes.
things from books, but those artsy kind of talents,
Yes.
those are gifts, right?
Yes.
So I think that's another way that I'm able to connect with people or join community, or is through those things, whether it's singing or art that connects us with others.
I like that. I like that. And one thing that I'm going to ask you, and because you actually mentioned that there are certain talents that you may have you experienced, because I've experienced it, of only focusing on one talent because you don't know what other people may perceive about your other talents that you may have?
I'm going to flip the script on you. So explain that to me. You go
So,
into what you're saying. So for
so
me, no, I sing when I want to sing. I dance when I want to sing, dance.
okay,
I do
okay,
art. I don't hide any of my gifts. I use them
yeah.
most often, all the time.
I've had that fear
Okay.
at first because I was kind of like the shy guy, right? And I didn't know, because people like, hey, in order for you to be sociable, you got to be able to know how to do this. So I think the first time, because I love to teach dance as well, and my thing was being in front of people was what I know. Being in front of people, hello, how are you, and teaching. But needless to say, I had these other skills that I actually had in the back end that I wasn't for sure if it will resonate with people, because I was too feared to try it. And I think it was because of the motivation that other people said, oh, we didn't know that you knew how to do this, so why don't you do this? And I thought to myself, well, maybe they might like it. I don't know. It's just a fear of thinking that people that you resonate with, or the people that you may meet, they might like it or they might not like it. So that was kind of a holdback on my end. But then, of course, once I started realizing that people started loving, I just say, okay, here it is. I gave it
Well,
all
yeah,
then.
and also just everyone's unique,
Yeah.
right? And so finding that specialness in yourself and bringing it forward, even if no one likes it, if you feel good about it, that should just be validation enough.
Yeah. 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 So I was kind of glad that you actually kind of brought that up when you start talking about the different talents, because that's very important. And that's a very, very good, another segment, talk about emotional and feelings, and trying not to block your own dreams, or block your blessings, right, that you may have, as far as to be able to give to someone else for them to be able to follow you. So I love it. I love it. There was some acting, of course, that we were talking about from a play standpoint. Now,
Mhm.
you also, did you do any acting as far as within movies or TV shows? And of course, can you name some more if you can?
Sure. I got to be in a few Candace Kane films, and Candace Kane is a really great writer, director, producer. She's super talented. And the most recent one was a film that I was in for her, where I played myself, and that was a lot of fun. And I think it was Wedding Bell. Um, and I like working with certain people. Certain directors are fun to work with. I like taking on challenges. At first, I didn't want to do horror films, but I've gotten a really great script scream on. I also am pretty good at crying on cue, which isn't easy to do. So I'm able to
Nice.
emote. And, with the talk show, I think it helps. I think acting when you're doing a talk show also helps you be a very empathetic person,
Yes.
right? You're able to, when you're an actor, you're able to emote and connect on a different soulful level with your guest. So in a way, I think acting has prepared me for that, which would sound counterintuitive, right?
Sure.
Because acting people think is make believe, but it's not really. Acting is being able to transform yourself into a different being and bringing that information forward, right? That's acting, right? Uh, so I think having that connection with people is helpful. I also did stand-up comedy, and I think
Did
that
you?
also helped me. So for a while, I went to stand-up university, and I was
Okay.
able to do like 7 minutes, and that's also a great art form. Comedy is a wonderful art form. I'm no Sebastian Maniscalco. In fact, I got to interview him recently, and just standing
Wow.
next to the man because I think he's so hilarious. He's so
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And comedians, we were talking before in the green room, the virtual green room, about Jay Leno. Had Jay Leno on the show, and that was a pivotal moment for me in my talk show career because getting a chance to interview him just was so meaningful for me. It was a pivotal moment for me where I said, wow, I grew up to be a talk show host. I didn't believe in that I had until I had. Does that make sense? Like
Yep.
when that moment happened, even though I had been doing it for 10 years at that point, that for me was like the icing on the cake where I felt confident enough to say, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a talk show host.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's
You
great.
did make a great point in regards to empathy as far as with as a talk show host, and that's some of the things that I actually had to learn as well too. Starting my show, and growing with it because you have different personalities, you have different people that's nervous that comes onto your show that never done it before, and also when they hear, and also people that comes into the studio to do it live and they see the cameras and they're like, oh my God, it's been a while since I did this. And you have to empathize with them. You have to have sympathy, but you also have to make them comfortable. So there's always that time where you have to build that confidence within them doing the room so they can get comfortable, right? And I think that's very important. I am going to ask you this question since we're talking about empathy. Have you had any interviews where there was a time the guest was like short words, one or two, and you had to try to pull teeth and no dead air?
Yeah, I've interviewed close to 18,000 people. My
Yeah.
friend Marcos Papadopoulos actually counts the people that he interviews. I've lost count, so now it's like 18,000 plus. There
Wow.
were two times in my life, one person owned a dry cleaners and they were profusely sweating because they were so nervous.
Oh,
And
wow.
I like to tell people that when you're nervous, tell yourself the paradigm shift that it's the same feeling as being excited because it's really kind of a very similar adrenaline that's going through your body.
Yeah.
So I was able to help him relax, and he was calm and he did okay. But sometimes, sometimes people are nervous, and you just want to be kind to them, and you just kind of want to help them kind of ease their mind. And I always love the fact that afterwards when people are like, oh, and they take this, it's like this exasperation
The deep breath.
breath, like they survived, and I'm like, oh, and they're like, that was so great, or you made me feel so good, and I was like, oh, great, okay, good, because they are nervous. That for some people, this is the biggest moment of their
Of
life,
their life.
and they're trusting me with their story, and I tell them from the get-go, I said, I have you right here in my hand, right? I'm like, I promise you, I'm not going to let you fall. And that's the other reason we pre-tape. Like, this is live, so I'm like, whoa, it's a little scarier, right? But I pre-tape only because I think that for some of my guests, it kind of puts their mind at ease if they make a mistake. Me, if I make a mistake tonight, I'm like, oh,
Right.
I should do ham and cheese instead of grilled cheese, whatever, right? But no, I was really excited to find out that you wanted to have me on as a guest. I was so excited to be on your show. I was like,
Man,
yeah, I would do
I'm a,
Rico
hey,
Suave.
I'm excited because you're in New York. You know what I mean? And I'm excited. I'm in Chicago, and I got a place to stay when I come to New York.
You
Not a great show.
absolutely do. No, people do. People will stay over in the studio sometimes. They'll just,
Yeah.
yeah, there's this one guy who wanted to date somebody in the Hamptons, and he lived in Connecticut. He wanted to, you drive around or take the ferry. He goes, "Can I just have a place to crash?" And I'm like, "Yeah, our green room is really, nice. It's got like a big
Nice.
lazy boy sofa in there. It's like a house. Like our studio is really homey, and it has a kitchen and it has like an immersive studio. But our green room is basically the same as like someone's house. There's like an art area, a music area, a dining room table, a sofa, a couple of chairs. So when people come in here, it's the studio. The green room is really kind of comfy.
I love it. I love it because I like to cook too. So I'll definitely make sure that if I'm standing in the green room, I'll make sure there's like an induction cooker or a stove. I'll cook everybody some food. That's live on TV right now. Let's go, baby.
Amazing.
Let's go. Donna Drake, we got to take a commercial break, but everybody, you
Okay.
already know the TV host and a creative artist and plenty other talents that she may have, that she does have. Donna Drake is here with everybody. Hey, we will be back in 30 seconds as we take this commercial break. We'll be back. We'll see you soon. And we are back. Yes, and we are back. Donna Drake, you are the bomb. I just want to let you know that, okay? You're the bomb.
Love you. Love. Sending
Love.
love.
Love all day. Love all day. Yes. That's going to be our thumbnail. Yes, I love that. So Donna, one of the things about humans is that they love you, right? And they love me too. But I do have somebody that's actually in the chat room that's actually saying hello. We have someone that says, Kelvin Torres, hola chico. He said, hello, Donna. I love your show.
Thank you.
Yes. We have John T for free checking in. What's up, John T for free? How you doing, sir? And then we have Donna Marie Bird. And yes, they were talking about the sandwiches. Yes, she likes fish sandwiches. He said, yum, yum. Yes,
Yum.
she loves that as well, too. John T for free, you funny for that one. He said, my plan B. He said, my plan B is abstinence.
Oh, hello.
That's a good. I
Hello
can't
now.
believe I just said that.
It's a G-rated show.
Oh, that's a crazy sandwich. John T says, yes, he will be very nervous to meet Jay Leno. Donald Rebirth, he said, just so you know, Rico is an amazing cook. Totally. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, Donna, we got to get it back because, time is never on our side when we're having fun, and you know this. All right, so there's a popular show that you actually had, and it was called Indies Insider.
Yes.
And how did that help you get better in the industry? Because that was kind of in the earlier days, correct?
If there was no Indies Insider, there would be no Live It Up TV show, the Donna Drake show, etc. So I got a call from Bob Hansen, and he said to me, "Oh, I want you to be the host of this show with casting director Donna McKenna called Indies Insider." And I said, "No, you don't want me to host it. You want me to produce it. You want me to help write it or whatever. I'm happy to do that." Because like I said, prior to that, I was very shy. I could do acting, but for me to be doing a talk show, I always thought my nose was too big and I didn't like the space between my teeth. And it held me back in a lot of ways. So here was this guy, Bob Hansen, and he goes, "No," he goes, "I really want you to host the show called Indies Insider." So I did. So it was Donna McKenna and I, and we would talk to people in the film industry. It was a behind the scenes look at the entertainment industry from an indies mostly perspective. And then we turned that into a WLIR FM radio show on Sunday nights where we would, so it was both a television show and a Sunday night radio series that we used to produce on CDs and actually run them Sunday night to the radio station upstairs, and I'd hand them to this person named Harlan Friedman. And Harlan Friedman now has a TV show called Soul Free, but he also does some correspondent work for me on the Donna Drake Show. So long story short, it's all about relationships, but Indies Insider, that was then, and it just kind of gave me, I guess, the chops, if you will, to be able to have the confidence to do the talk show thing. So that's how that all started. It was public access. And I actually waited all night long in a lawn chair to be able to get a great time slot. And they don't do it that way anymore, but they did back then. You would get a lottery to even get a chance to wait online to get a time slot. And I did that religiously, and we got a great time slot. And that was a really fun show. I missed that. But Donna McKenna is the best. Like, she's a CSA. She's a big time casting person now, and love her to pieces. So
that's beautiful. Oh yeah, that's awesome. And how long did the Indies Insider run for? How long was that for?
Several years. I think it was like 3 to 4 years or something. It was a lot. You know, we did a lot with it. It was fun. So it was early adventuring into that realm. And then, you know, I'm trying to think how many years between Indies Insider and Live It Up, which is also the Donna Drake Show. I don't know. Maybe just a blink, you know, maybe not too long. Because I've been doing this show since December 28th of 2008.
Okay.
Really long time.
Yes. So, which goes into my next question. Yes. So that goes into the transition of knowing how that got you started as far as with Indies Insider, and now it's the Donna Drake Show. Let's talk about how did that form, right? And how did you start getting your guests as far as for your show as well too, and how did that build more confidence to keep you motivated and keep you going?
The television show was a dream. December 28th of 2008, I was sleeping. It was divinely gifted to me. I dreamt the whole entire show in color. That dream looks a lot like the studio where I'm sitting now, because I've got this big, beautiful grid-lit studio. And it's amazing how that dream keeps manifesting itself, how that gift, right, from God keeps bringing itself forward in my journey. It's like I'm just really the captain of the Starship Enterprise, right? So the show was called Live It Up because my husband, Tom, he had passed away, but he had written a song that life is only what you make of it. So Live It Up was short for that. And as the years rolled by, there was a man named David Santiago who was building set furniture for me. He's an interior designer and high-end interior designer. And he says, you need to call it the Donna Drake Show because the DD, I can see it visually, and everybody always says they're on the Donna Drake Show. And I said, yeah, I just don't want to get away from the Live It Up part, right? So now that's why it's a hybrid. So it's still the Live It Up Show, but it's also the Donna Drake Show. It's Donna Drake or Live It Up with Donna Drake. It's all the same. It's one big thing. But that's how Live It Up was born, because it was divinely gifted to me. I sold my house. I sold everything I owned.
Wow.
And the economy wasn't so great in 2008 when I started the show.
Right.
So I needed money because the home equity lines of credit got frozen. So I sold everything I owned and just restarted from scratch. And my first sponsor was Green Mountain Coffee, and they paid for my airtime. And just little by little, I was asking friends. I needed a theme song and a logo. So I had 10 women each give me $100. I was doing my own GoFundMe and Kickstarter way before, right? It was just kind of like friends and family. So those 10 people gave me, I started this entire thing with the seed money of $1,000 and faith, faith and trust. And it's taken me all over the world. I love what I do. I love helping businesses grow when they get a chance to be on my show. And we also help nonprofit organizations. So for me, it's more of a vocation now, if you will. It's not
Sure.
really a job. It's like a thrust forward of something way bigger than me. It's
Yeah.
seriously not about me, but that's how it happened. That's how I went from Indies Insider to the dream that I had, and just sold everything I own. And I've just been doing it ever since. And I just don't stop now because, like I said, it's got this beautiful momentum going. And I'm afraid to quit because I'm afraid that that one story that I didn't tell could have made a difference in someone's life, or that one opportunity for someone. And had I not, that movie, It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, I'm
Yes.
not patting myself on the back by any means. I'm just simply the conduit. I am simply the vessel with how magic for people comes through. Like the guy that made Arbo's cheese dip, Andrew Argabast, came on my show about this delicious, amazing cheese dip. He took the video. He had a meeting with Walmart. He's now in every single Walmart. It was life-changing.
Wow.
But if I didn't have my little television show about like making life happy and telling joyful stories, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that wouldn't have happened to his life. So every time I feel weary, or I feel like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for so long, maybe I'll do something else. There is no something else, right? Because then God gives me another piece of the puzzle, and he's like, oh no, girl, you stay plugged in because something important, there's something important for you to do. And that's what I just keep doing. And in the meantime, I also try to be a great mom to my kids, and be a good neighbor, and be a good friend, and be a good person. So I fail at some of those sometimes. We only could do what we try our best. And I always have the intention to do my best and put my best foot forward. And I was, like I said, when you said that you want to have me on your show, I was like, yeah. I was like, thank you. It's fun, also uncomfortable, but it's also fun to be on the other side.
Yeah. And the one thing that I that I really love about what's important and where things are always going, where where things are going when you're on the other side, as far as ready to go with the next guest, or ready to go to this event, representing your brand, right? And of course, it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize how much hard work it is when you have a staff, but also you're the creative mind behind it, that you love to be able to do it. And then some nights you have where you forget to eat because you're so wrapped up in your work, and you can't eat those corn fritters, and you can't eat cheese curds, or you can't eat anything that you want to be able to make that happen. And all of a sudden, just like that, you get another guest because you work so hard and you're excited to be able to do the next guest. And it's like, that's what's keeping me going and hopefully making me successful to keep it up. So I think you're right all the way, 100%. There's always something else that's going to come up that makes you want to do more. And then it's just like that. And people that support you too. The people that support you also is a really big reason why you keep going for the Donna Drake Show. So I commend you on that. I do.
Thank you. I have a beautiful team of people that, we all work together. And I say our org chart is like a wagon wheel. Like the show is in the center, and we're all equal spokes on this wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been such a blessing because there are people here now that are having, children, like Ken has Caleb and Joe has the twins. And, my makeup artist has Jack, and then Will just had a baby. And, it's a family. Like we're, and people don't like when I say that word. They're like, oh no, we're not family. Well, yeah, my relationships with the people that work with me they're important to me. So I do what I do because on show day, which is happening Monday for us, we have 28 guests coming in, and we start at 7:30 in the morning and we don't end till 6. And when you say you forget to eat, yes, my team makes sure that my big water bottle is full, and Jacqueline, my makeup artist, she'll make sure there's a plate for me to eat food, and she'll say, you got to eat something. I'll be like, I'll eat something. But like you get this adrenaline going, and you do forget to eat. You forget what time of day it is, but it's the greatest experience of all time. I
Yes.
kind of say it's like being a baseball pitcher, a professional baseball pitcher. Because when you get on the mound, and you're pitching and you don't want the batter to hit. But in our case, when you're a talk show host, you want to give somebody a pitch and you want them to hit, right? You want
Yes.
them to get that home run, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of like,
Yes.
in a way, it's like that.
I like that. I like that. We do have a question. Donna
Okay.
Marie Bird said,
Yes.
she says, her name is Donna too, and
Yes.
she's really loving you too. Donna, you're an incredibly inspiring person. I mean, you are getting to me. Is that a part of what your motivation with your career is, or you're answering my question as I'm typing this? You know what's
I'm
funny me reading this?
psychically knowing what her question is, and I'm trying my best to answer. Donna, it's a Donna thing. It's a Donna thing.
It's a
No,
Donna thing.
my mom and dad belonged to Marriage Encounter when I was a little girl, and I also belonged to a patriotic singing group called the Futures of America, and we would sing songs for veterans and children that from United Cerebral Palsy and things like that. So from the time I was 12 to the time I was 23, I had all of these enriching, beautiful experiences in my own life, and I think that it kind of created the tapestry of my life, if you will, for who I am, right? It's like my operating system. But it's gotten me through so many things, like faith has really gotten me everything. There have been times I've had $1.97 in the bank. And if I quit, if I just rolled over and decided to not do it, not live life anymore, it would have not worked out so well for me. And so I feel like being joyful is a choice. Having an attitude of gratitude is a choice. And do I walk around perfect all the time? Heck no. There are days that I'm just like, oh my goodness gracious, pick me up off the floor, right?
Yes.
But it's okay. And I think everybody has those moments. But oftentimes I find you have to be your own cheerleader.
Yes.
You have to wake up and say, today's going to be a good day. This is what I'm going to create with my day. And just hope that you have your angels and your guides and your friends around you that also are going to empower you to have a great day, right?
Yes.
I think it starts with you. And then I think it just starts with the belief that there is greatness in the world, even on the darkest, darkest days. If you could just find one little moment of joy and then just kind of keep singing that song, right? But I love sharing on my Facebook other people's things that inspire me. The other day, was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago, Rico, no suave. I just like saying it all as one thing, Rico, no suave. I just sometimes use my social media almost like a journaling or almost like a therapist in a way. And I just throw stuff out there. And I say to myself, it's like, oh, I found myself at 60. And for 20 years, I wish I had more clarity because I've been busy building the show, blah, 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 blah. I just posted my own guts right out there. And I think 300 people, it resonated with people. Sometimes I put things out there and I have no idea that someone is needing me to say that exact thing at that moment. So I don't set out trying to be inspirational. I set out trying to be truthful. And then somehow my truth is connecting with someone else's truth. So yes, I don't set out to say, oh, today I'm going to come up with some inspirational tips so that I can make a poster about it and look good. It's just me being me and then throwing it out there like spaghetti on the wall. And somehow it's interesting that people are coming back and saying, wow, you're so brave that you shared that. Or the year that I turned 60 this year. So what I did is I went through a decade. I did like a 5-day countdown to my own birthday. And I said, oh, well, these are the things I did in this decade and this decade and this decade. People months later are coming up to me and they're saying, wow, I read that. And thank you so much for sharing that. I guess people lately, or sometimes when you were going back to that fear of sharing your gifts, I think fear stops a lot of people, where now I'm at the point of my life where I'm like, I have to be fearless because I feel like God or the universe or the people or the community or the audience are expecting that from me.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have a bad day, I try to share what I did to not have a bad day. And then maybe somebody else is having a worser day. Is that a word, worser? A worse day than me.
Yeah.
cannot have help with their day. I know I'm rambling right now, but you get the point, I hope. So
No, I
thank you
love.
for the question. I'm sending you a big old hug.
I love it. I love it. Hey, everybody, we got to take a quick commercial break. You already know the Donna Drake show is on the Rico No Suave show. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have you here. Everybody will be back, maybe close to a minute. We'll see you soon.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-723-2013.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave show and get an additional 10% off.
And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Your boy, Rico No Suave, and Donna Drake is here with us, having a great time. Donna, you know, time is not on our side. We're almost down to a few more minutes of fame around here. And your words are very inspirational, but also it becomes with experience as well, too. What you were talking about before in regards to connecting with people and giving inspirational words is things that you probably grew up on, me growing up on, lessons that's actually learned to be able to know how to stay kind, humble, and also to be real with people as well, too. You can't get no realer if you're eating a bologna sandwich, fried, with the sandwich.
I think I'm going to head to the grocery store and get some. I'm serious, I'm kind of craving it right now.
and you know, it's just you can't get no realer than that. That's all I gotta say. You can't get too real in that. And I am super happy. I am super happy that you've been on the show to be able to inspire as well too. And John C. for Free says, yes, I believe in treating people you work with like family all day, every day. Loving the people you work with is more important than the actual money. That's important. That is very important, but they understand the vision. The vision is very important to understand how you treat each other like family. And of course, you know, money will come, right? But I think it's more of being able to connect with each other, being able to be part of that family and go from there. John T is like family to us. So it's it's a really great thing that he actually says that, because it's very important for a lot of people to be able to understand as well too. All right, I got another question.
Okay.
It's might be the last question.
Oh, okay.
Right? Might be the
I have
last
to put my
question.
thinking cap on.
All right. Okay. All right. 15 years.
Yes.
Knowing through when you started from year 1, 2008, up to where you're at right now, 15 years, and all of the people that you have interviewed, boom, boom, you just start going crazy. We want Donna Drake. We need to live it up. We need to have a great time. We need red carpet interviews. We got Jay Leno. You know, we also have a few other people that you have actually interviewed as well too. I think you interviewed someone NASCAR as well, and I think there was another person that you actually interviewed. But because you were connecting the dots as far as with different people over those 15 years, what was it like as far as the transition from year to year to year? And I know you might have 15 bullet points, but 15 years is a long time to be able to stay consistent or to be able to grow. What was that feeling like through the transition of your 15 years?
There are times when it's hard. Like there are times where I have no idea, if we're going to be able to pay the rent or, you know what I'm saying? There have been times, but you just have to just stay focused. And I talk about focus in my TEDx talk, which is figuring out your consistent, unique strengths, right? Figuring out your consistent, unique strengths. And when we first started, it was literally just a television monitor with just a logo on it. And I feel like I've kept up with technology, and I think that's been important. I was the very first television show to ever stream on Facebook. They used my show as an independent person when they were getting ready to do America's Cup, and they were putting content smack dab in the middle of your Facebook page. So I've always been someone that says yes to technology. We've always upgraded our equipment. We have always, done things like that. So I think that, it's important to always provide the best you can. At the end of the day, we're all just making rectangles. Sometimes they're horizontal and sometimes they're vertical rectangles now, but
right.
You have to have the best audio you can, the best lighting you can, the best content that you can, and you just have to keep doing your best, putting that recipe together time and time again without failure. And, maybe being 92%, okay, but strive for the 102%, because then if you fail and you're still at 98%, you're doing just fine, right?
Yes.
That's the only thing that I've seen different. The mission of my show from day one is exactly the same. It's helping people find their it in life, celebrating what's great about the world. It's just finding the positive light. And so the mission, even though I've been doing it for many, many years, is exactly the same show, just a different format, maybe a different set has grown,
Yes.
but it's the same. It's the same.
I love it. I love it. I love to say, I love to hear technology because I'm a tech geek. And my producers, they know I love technology, and I love to be able to make sure that things stay as consistent as possible, but upgrades do matter, right? And I think because people do and viewers do love to see the change, but they want to see your growth as well too, especially the people that understand your vision. So, yes, congratulations on your 15 years. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
If I had flowers,
many different
I would throw
hairstyles, and my waist keeps changing. But other than that, there's not been any other changes.
We got a picture, and hopefully people can actually see the picture that's in your title there. But we want to blow this one up because I want them to see, the style that you have as far as on there. Look at that. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. I love that. That's meant for TV.
Michael Krasowitz took that shot. I think
it's
not just the subject. I think it's also the photographer. And Jim Lennon has taken some great headshots through the years, and Jackie Mahale is a great photographer on Long Island. I don't know. It's never about me. It's always about the people around me and what their talents are, because without them, I just would be nothing. So, and I'm grateful. And to the audience, I'm like, can you imagine how blessed we are, Rico, that people actually are tuning in to listen to our show?
Yes.
I am so thankful for that. So thankful for that. Because that's really, when you talk about motivation, that's what keeps me going, is the person that, whether they're trying to start a business or they have a product or they've always wanted to do something and they just needed that extra encouragement. That really fuels me, fuels my day. I feel a responsibility to feed the audience greatness.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, what fills my heart with greatness?
What fills your heart with greatness?
Is this shirt that I'm giving to you.
Really?
That's for you. That's for you. That's for you.
Thank you.
Not only because it's a gift for your 15 years, but it's also because the person who you became from St. Louis to New York and being in front of people. One of the reasons why I give this shirt is because of gems like yourself. You are a gem of the world. Because you started off shy, but then you started doing Indies Insider and start working on your craft even bigger. Now you were in front of Jay Leno, NASCAR drivers, singers, all different types of great people to see your work. It's because of Donna Drake has a really cool name, like Donna Marie Bird, Donna Drake. The two Donnas, I love it. And also live it up. Live it up. That's a very, very great saying because everybody doesn't understand how to live it up and try to maintain that. So I want to say to you, keep living it up because we're going to keep living it up over here. That's why we're giving you the shirt because this is going to help you live it up even more. So
I'm going to wear it as soon as it gets here. I'm wearing it. I will take pictures with pride. I'm going to wear it. I'm excited. Love it.
Let's go.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Let's go. All right, everybody. Before we get out of here, we got to show you her social media because Donna Drake, this is the way you're going to get in contact with her. Here's the first one. Yes, it is. Please blow her up on Instagram, Donna Drake TV. Let's go. Make sure you follow her. She might follow you back, but make sure you say
I will follow you
Suave.
back. Wait, anybody that follows me over the next 48 hours, I will follow you back. Promise.
Go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't spam her though. Facebook. Yes. Donna Drake TV. Yes. Make sure you go ahead and like and love all of her posts. Make sure you follow her there as well too. We got 2 websites. Oh yeah, the DonnaDrakeShow.com. Yes. Make sure you please go to her website. You know, of course, being updated all the time. It's all about technology. And of course, you know, Drake Media Studios. Yep. That's where it's at. So make sure you put that .com on the end of that as well too. Make sure you go ahead and check her out there. Man, Donna, I had such a great time with you on the show.
Thank you.
Man, you know you're coming back, right?
I would be honored to come back, and I hope that you'll come on my show. Happy journeys to you, to your producers, to your family, to your friends. You know, let's all just keep it real and take care of one another and be good neighbors, right?
Let's go.
Got to be a good neighbor. Got to share our fried bologna sandwiches with ketchup.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm going to 7-Eleven or somewhere right this minute, even though it's late because the grocery store might be closed.
We got to get some corn fritters. Okay, all right. Hold up. With grape jelly. We got to do that. We got to do that. That's going to be a smile on our face. Donna, I had such a great time with you on the show. We got to get out of here because you are the bomb. But thank you so much for actually being on the show, and can't wait to continue your progress as well, too. You know your family here as always, okay?
Thank you. Happy journeys to you. Bye.
Everybody, put your hands together. Donna Drake, yeah. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here, but we got to show you our social media. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. Our social media is our website. Yeah, you already know. www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you please go ahead and show us some love there. Here's the next one. Boom, Facebook. Rico No Suave Show. You know what to do there. Let's go. Next one. Kaboom. Instagram. Follow us and follow us. That's all we ask. Thank you. This one is important. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Continue to build. We're building, and comment, and go from there. Last but not least, we have Mixcloud. Turns into a podcast, everyone. It turns into audio. So make sure you please go ahead and drive along and listen to me and Donna Drake as we actually have a great time as far as great conversations. Everybody, this is the start of a new year, 8-year journey. Thank you guys so much for actually being here on the Rico No Suave Show. And we'll see you guys next time as we end off the show just like this.